Welcome to the sixth form information talk about psychology. So first of all, what is psychology? When I ask students this, they always say it's something to do with the brain, which is, part of it, but it's more about behavior. This is the dictionary definition: scientific study of the human mind and its functions, especially those affecting behavior in a given context. So it's more about why we behave in the ways that we do. Because of its study, it's a very popular A-level because people find it very interesting. We like to know why we and others behave in the ways that we do. It's consistently in the top 3 most studied subjects at A-level, and it's also a very popular degree course, and it's increasing in popularity, or it has done in the last kind of 10 years. And also, if you look at the graph, this shows that the likelihood of getting A star or A in psychology is higher if you study it in an independent school, mainly because of the small class sizes. You can focus more on independent help for particular pupils and on the structuring of exam questions. It's quite prescriptive in the way that you need to answer the questions. So there needs to be quite a lot of work on that. So that's one thing that we can do more with having smaller classes, and can give more independent help for particular areas that students struggle with. Another reason why it's really popular is because it can apply to a wide variety of everyday things, including careers. So this was from a Study International website. As notably, the employment level is also very high among UK psychology graduates. The wide range of transferable skills makes them all lucrative candidates for highly aspirational positions. According to The Independent, psychology student has an enviable range of employment options in comparison to others. For example, he or she could work as a criminal psychologist for the police or legal department, as a clinical psychologist to try and understand the trauma of a patient. They could become a teacher of psychology, or perhaps impart statistical analysis at various scientific departments. Also, it's very applicable to business and advertising, and any other job within those sectors, because a big part of advertising and business, trying to get people to buy your products, is based on human behavior and human perceptions of, what's a good deal and what makes a good product. And also, like social work, psychology is very important in that. If you want to go into medicine, psychology is important because it links, physical health links very much to psychological health. And we actually do a topic on mental health. And sports psychology, if you want to do something to do with sport, there's loads and loads of applications. So it's never going to be seen as a bad A-level to have. So at Kingsley, we do OCR psychology. It's a 2-year course. You can take the AS level exam, but if you go on to do A-level, then the AS level exams don't count for anything. So I would only recommend you doing them if you definitely know that you're going to just do the AS and not do the 2nd year. So at AS, students learn about research methods. So this is about how psychologists actually conduct their research. And this includes certain maths skills and statistics. It looks at graphs and everything to do with data analysis, really. That's how the maths fits in to psychology. And we look at evaluating research, psychological research. Then we learn about 10 core studies, you do pairs within 5 different areas of psychology. So the cognitive area, biological area, social area, individual differences area, and developmental area. These all have different principles or concepts based on how they believe behaviour is determined, or what they believe behaviour is determined by. Within the pairs, you do what's called a classic study and a contemporary study, so an older one and a newer one. And they're always within the same key theme. So the 2 studies will be studying something similar within those areas. And we have to evaluate the research methods of those studies as well. Then we also look at the behaviorist perspective and the psychodynamic perspective. They are just another 2 ways of looking at how behaviour is determined. So they're similar to areas, but we don't have studies that are specifically within those 2. So they call them perspectives instead. They're basically the same thing. And then at A2 or A level, we do another 10 core study. So you have 20 overall in the same areas. They work in the same way in that you do pairs within the areas, a classic and a contemporary. But the key theme, so the main theme that they are about, is different. So for example, in the social area at AS level, your key theme is responses to people in authority. And at A2, it's responses to people in need. So still in the social area because it's about how other people affect your behaviour, but a slightly different key theme. Then we do topics that are a little bit different in the way they're structured from all the others. So one of them is issues in mental health. That's one that we have to do. And then there are 4 optional topics, and you choose, as a class, you choose 2. So I normally let the class vote, and we do the 2 most popular. Every year that I've been teaching this, it has been child and criminal psychology. We've never had sport and exercise or environmental psychology as choices. And then within those topics, the way it's structured is a little bit different. It's more application to real life. These are for the paper 3, which is applied psychology. So it's about application to real life. It's not so much just like evaluating it and learning the facts. There are some studies that you need to learn, but it is much more, say, real life kind of applications for this. So just quickly with the exams, as I said, at AS level, there are 2 exams, research methods and core studies. If you choose to do those and then go on to A2, they don't count for anything. So there's no point in doing them unless you're definitely going to drop and just have the AS. At A2, you've got research methods and core studies exams again. Obviously, the A level or A2 ones would include your A2 core studies, whereas the core studies paper AS only includes the AS ones. And then you have a 3rd paper, which is your applications, practical applications. So that's your issues in mental health and your 2 optional topics. Lots of people think that psychology is very much about essays, but it's not. There is no coursework, it's all exam. And the longest answer you'd ever have to write is 15 marks. Occasionally it might be 20, but that's very rare. It's normally 15 marks. And this is normally, the way the question is done is that you have to write 3 or 4 paragraphs. So about 3 or 4 slightly different points. So actually it's only like 3 to 5 marks per point, per paragraph. So it's actually really not that much. That's one thing I think that puts people off sometimes, is they think it's lots of essays, but it's not. There is a lot of writing, there is a lot of information that you have to learn, but that is the same for many A levels. So it's nothing majorly different in psychology than any of the others. Okay, I think that's everything. So if you have any questions, remember that I will be available on Saturday at 11:15. Thank you.